Hey guys, welcome back.
Okay, so we were talking about how we were living together, which was a time and a half. So much fun, and it was the longest and shortest year in one.
Absolutely. We should have wore GoPros. I say this at a lot of points in my life, but if I could have wore GoPros in that house, the giggles, I reckon there's like...
The dance battles.
If you took a brick out of the wall, our laughs would still be ricocheting through the brickwork in amongst the...
If you open the cupboards.
Yeah, there's cucarachas coming out.
Oh no, yeah, because we did have cockroaches and mice at one point.
Yeah, guys.
And my shit was on the street.
I was going to mention it, but I didn't know if you were going to do it. And I'm so glad you did, because guys, can we just do it? Be vulnerable, be open to the world.
Okay, we listen and we don't judge.
This is not that kind of channel.
Saturday afternoon, we're all in the house, we're all chilling, nice, good vibes. It was that week in like 2022 or 2023 where it was like 30 degrees for a week. That is a key point, because I want you to remember about how hot it was that week. Mm-hmm. I went to the toilet, dropped the kids off at the pool.
As you do.
They were having a great time. Well, so I thought. We were all sat in the kitchen playing the Wii, probably doing bashing hardcore smashing Mario Kart. We were absolute
champions,
legends.
Yep.
Unlocked everything.
Every character, every trait you can think of, we had it.
Big up to the Mario Kart, because we spent so much time. Anyway, that's not even the most important part here. Doorbell, ding, ling, 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 like non-stop at the door.
Oh my god.
We were like, oh my god, what the hell's going on?
It was a rough area. Like, we had a nice flat in a rough area.
And I look out through my window. So whenever I looked out through the window, I could see onto the street. Like, could see where people were knocking the door and stuff. I look out. There's like all of this stuff on the street. I couldn't even describe. There was a pipe on the street. There was this woman stood in the middle of the road going, your pipe has just fell. There's shit everywhere. Shit on the street. I looked down, paper everywhere, and she was right. There was shit
everywhere
on the street. And I go into the girls. I'm like, girls, we need to go down here. I actually couldn't believe my eyes. I couldn't even couldn't even bring myself to even tell the girls what I had just seen. We went down to the front door, opened up the door. It was like sewage pipe.
Shitgate.
The sewage pipe had fallen from like a story's height onto the ground. Everywhere. Everyone on the street was out. Everyone was pointing, going, oh my god. Biohazard.
There's shit everywhere, kiddos. And you're like,
oh my good god. Heat. Back on the point about the heat. So the smell.
Oh, Abbie, you're digging. I'm so glad you're the one telling the story and not me.
I know, because you know what, I feel like I have to take a sense of like, you know, this is my story, because my straw broke the camel's back.
She's a survivor.
And it was my kids at the pool that made it flood. And that was awful, to be honest. And to be honest, me and Eddie had only just been seeing each other like less than a year, and I FaceTimed him and he was in Ibiza with his family, and I turned the camera on and I was like, Ed, my shit's on the street, and he showed his family. Embarrassing. Funny nonetheless, very funny.
Exactly.
But we had to go out and bleach the street,
clean Abbie's shit off
and
the
try
street.
And like scrub it and bleach, and trying to make it safe for people, even though we shouldn't have been doing that. That was was a biohazard. But then, do you remember them poor fellas who came round to fix the pipe?
No. Oh my god, these poor fellas. God, they had so many questions.
They were just like,
ew, that's smelly. That, yeah, I know, mate. I know it's smelly, yeah, but your job is to clean it up, buddy, and fix the pipe. We've had enough trauma. Because it was like that scene from Spider-Man, all of us at first going, is that your shit? Is that your shit? I didn't shit. I haven't shat in 3 days. I'm constipated. It wasn't me. Abbie sat there all
never
shaking,
drinking coffee again,
quivering in her timbers, thinking, someone stuck a shit on the street and it's Abbie Nesbitt, because it's everywhere. Guys, it's everywhere.
Oh.
And you just gotta embrace it, because that is a core memory. Like, that is one of those ones you just pick out and you think about it sometimes.
Where we were living is kind of like the Holy Lands in Belfast, but it was like the Holy Lands in Liverpool. It's called Kensington Palace.
Kensington Palace. But it was, I swear, if I could just go back to Kenny and just live there, I would. Like, there was so many characters in that estate. There was everything from, like, your local, like, goes to the pub every day. You're all right, kid. Then we had some, I don't even know.
Street moms, people looking out for you. Yes, yeah, there was a very big situation that, like, we actually couldn't even legally say. But it was in the Daily Mail, and it might involve someone in prison for something.
Crimes, yeah.
But not one of us. But, yeah. What a time.
What a time. Do you remember there was another time, and this is a crazy one, me and Pat, big ups Pat, that's one of the four gal dem in the house. Me and Pat were sat in our bedroom, as we did, best thing ever. Just, you know, when you wake up in the morning, you just know, I've got 3 mates in one house, I can pick and choose which bed I just sit in the end of.
Love.
Me and Pat are just sitting there. Next thing, the whole house shook to the core, and I looked outside and you can hear like a car wheel squeaking. Some fella reversed into our house. Do you remember that? He full on reversed. He was an Uber driver or something, and he reversed to the point where the bricks were falling off our house. Our windows were like
was it Meg like upstairs? Like, she was upstairs and she was sleeping, and she was like gripped onto the bed.
And if you wake that girl up, you've done something right. No, hibernation
she can sleep through the world ending.
Oh my god, you got a tsunami siren in that girl's ear, and she's still like sleeping, but she was like, what's going on? And we were all like, and we look outside, this fella's back windows smashed in, the bricks off our house are all on the floor. So we had shit gate, now we've got brick gate. Honestly, it was a movie. It was a movie, genuinely. Every moment was hilarious.
And there are only like 2 stories. We've got like, that could be a whole season of stories.
That could be a reunion episode. That could be, just sit us all down and ask us. And you might think, why would I want to hear that? Well, you do.
Because it's absolutely hilarious.
There's nothing like it in the house. Like,
but just like all good things, it had to come to an end.
It did. And that was like it, and it kind of happens in a way that you don't actually see it coming, because one day you're all together having laughs, having these stories, everything's going on, everything's so fast paced but slow at the same time, because you're embracing it all and you take it for granted. And it literally goes from wake up in the morning, like I said, I can just run down on my mates here, borrow your clothes, borrow your mascara, whatever, to then you open your eyes and you're in a flat on your own, and then you're like, oh my god,
it just passes so fast. And like, that is something, like, I think we would both advise to anyone that's like in uni or in their young, youthful, early 18, 19, 20s, coming into like, you know, your early 20s kind of thing, is just like embrace. Oh my god, because it goes so fast,
girlies and boys, it goes like
so fast.
So
best
fast.
Time of our lives for sure.
100%. And like, to think that once upon a time we were all just strangers, and then like these roads like just bring you all to the one place. Like, it takes, if I didn't go for that job that day, I would have never met you. If you didn't go to that uni and didn't have that flat with Meg, you would have never met her. And it's all like, it's like the invisible string theory and like this whole butterfly theory thing, and you start to believe in it when you get older, and you look back and go, it's one little small decision. You're one small decision away every single day from your whole life course changing.
Oh my god, completely.
You know what I mean?
And I don't. So, because we have been friends for so long. Like, we've been friends since 2021. So we've been friends for five full years now, which is half a decade, long time.
Amazing.
But we're still so young and free, it's fine. And the biggest thing that you have to navigate, like, from being in uni is not being in uni, but you have this with this energy of like, because in uni, like, you're constantly seeing people, you're constantly going out, you're partying, you're going to lectures, you're coming home, you're like, you're living with friends, like, maybe people have had different uni experiences, but that's what our uni experience was like. So whenever that came to a halt, people started to move out, move in with different people, move on, get a different job. Maybe it's not like we're not working in the same bar jobs anymore. Maybe even you're just like one step away, like in the sense of like you're in a different bar job, or you're starting your career, or you're moving on to like different kinds of education, whatever that might be. And you know, as soon as uni finishes, it's like there's this gap where you don't know what to do with yourself, because you know that you should be seeing all these people all the time, but everybody has all of these different priorities that they can't necessarily see you all of the time. You've got different priorities, so you can't necessarily see them all of the time. And it's how you navigate that. And it has to be the biggest and longest phase that I'm convinced it's not a phase, Mom.
Rock out, sister.
That's adult life.
That is
navigating, seeing people around your different lifestyle changes. And oh my God, it's been such a hard journey, because all you want, like we've just said, is to see each other all of the time. And we've oh my goodness, we have went through really long patches of not seeing each other, and it's been gut-wrenching, and it's been so difficult and so hard, because like we've been on a high talking about all of our memories and how like close we are, how close we have been, but there's been times where we actually haven't been that close, whether that's mentally, physically, or even emotionally. And that's been really hard to navigate, because it brings a sense of like, no, I don't want to lose them, but it also feels like people are, you know, slipping out of your grip, slipping through my fingers all the time, and safe
fit harmony over here,
and twice harmony,
double up.
And it's really like there's no textbook, there's no warning, there's no real advice actually. Like I'm trying to like build myself up to like giving advice on like how to navigate it, but we're still doing it now to this day.
Any advice?
It's just hard work, and it's like an emphasis on the hard, because it is just a hard thing to do, is trying to like piece together points in time where your schedules match up, and that at one point for us was like virtually impossible.
Like you'd think we're like the Kardashian sisters. I reckon they spend more time together, and they've got definitely fuller schedules than we do. But it's like little things, and also like growing up, you don't realise like how much you value your own time as well. So trying to divide your own time as well as wanting to do all of these things all together, finding that balance in between is such a difficult thing to navigate. Like it really, really is. And you want to be able to just have the answers and find this key and just solve it all and be like, well, this is what I'm going to do. And the amount of times we've said, right, I've seen you now, that's it now, we'll see each other once every 2 weeks, we'll do this and we'll do that. 3 months go by.
Dreaming.
3 months go by and we haven't seen each other. But the one thing I think that you take away from all of this is, as much as life is constantly changing and it's constantly like morphing and whatever, you slowly start to realise the hardest part about it, I think, is it's like a banana. It just peels, actually more like an onion, it's got layers, but it peels and peels, right? And there's all these different things, and in the core, in the centre, you've got like a couple of mates, and you realise your mates are getting, your friends are always going to be around, you're always going to have loads of friends, but that core group of people that like you travel through life persistently and constantly through with becomes smaller and smaller. And you sort of have a big like slap in the face of like, yes, you're surrounded and you've got all these lovely people in your life, and those people will be in your life. Like your birthday was a perfect example of that. But at the same time, when it boils down to it, you'll have such a small, minuscule amount of people that you can see constantly and be around. And that is also another very difficult thing. And you end up beating yourself up about it, thinking like, what am I doing wrong? Like maybe I should have done more. Maybe I am losing myself and losing everything around me because it's my fault. So you beat yourself up over and over, and you think like, should I be doing more? Should I be more active? But then you also think like, I haven't got the time or I haven't got the effort. Maybe I'm just tired. Maybe I want to be by myself. So it's like
it's like this big roller coaster, and like people are coming in and out of your life all the time, and you're like second guessing who you are in those friendships, and if you could have done more, or if they could have done more, and things would have been different. But like they're all like if buts and maybes.
No absolutes.
But like there's people who but there's people who stick, and you stuck.
Like, I was going to say a simile, but I'm not going to say because it's a little bit rude. But I'm stuck. But stuck in a good way. I'm glad to be stuck.
Absolutely.
Glad to be
Wouldn't
stuck.
have it any other
Absolutely
way.
not. Definitely not.
To be fair, like I've been like scrambling through my brain there just as you were speaking to think of like one piece of advice for people who are like going into the world of work after leaving uni, or similar situations where like you've moved away, or the things are just changing quite quickly and people are coming in and out of your life and you don't really know how to navigate it. Is that if there is just one person that you would like to see, the time that you see them, to book yourself in there and then for the next time. Because I think that's really worked for us.
It does.
That definitely really works for us, because then it means that like we've got something to look forward to immediately after I close the door and like you walk away, or vice versa. And
it fulfills those days of like where you're not with the person because you're looking forward. It's like when you book a holiday for next year, although it's next year, the excitement and that thrill of like like it's happening gives you like a purpose for that little gap in between where you're kind of like, oh, what I'm doing, like, do you know what I mean? And it's such a good way.
Gives you something to work towards. Yeah.
And 100%. The other thing is like, don't be hard on yourself when these things are happening. I think it's so easy to fall down a rabbit hole of like what I've just said, basically, of like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with me?
What am I doing wrong? Like, it's so easy to just shovel it all onto yourself.
All on top of yourself. And then you end up in this hole. So don't allow like all of these things that are just life. They're not anything you're doing wrong, not anything anybody else is doing wrong, because people get jobs and people will get big girl jobs before you get a big girl job. Some people might not. Some people will travel the world and you'll still be in your office job, and both of those things are equally just as good and are equally just as right for you at that time in your path. Might not feel like it.
No.
Like my job at the minute, if you would have said to me 3 years ago when we were living together, you're going to be a teacher in a special needs school, I would have said, you're messing. You're messing.
With other colourful words.
Yes. Colourful is a lovely way to describe that. I wanted to be this, and I want to be a forensic detective, but first of all I want to do this and I want to do this. I'm a dreamer. I'm a massive dreamer. Like, wanderlust is my word. Like, I love
John Lennon.
I'm a dreamer. Not quite John Lennon, but you know what I mean. But that is just the way I live my life, and like when everything's not working out, you're just kind of like whoa.
It's so hard. It's so easy to spiral, and 100%. It's so hard not to spiral.
100%. And also, like, in this is me being like a friend that looks up to you and idolizes you. I think a lot of our uni life you held on to in some ways, like your podcast and still being in that like social media life and all that kind of stuff. And a lot of ways it's not jealousy from like someone like me who would love to be there. It's more like looking up to you and being like, you're doing exactly what was right for you on your path, and my path differed to that. And as much as some parts of me wishes my path could be maybe like yours, and some days you might think it might be vice versa, but it's right for you at that time, and that's right for me in my time. And the best thing you can do as a friend, which is what I've been doing, is just genuinely, one, support you always, and two, just look up to you for being the person that you are now, because that's, I think, a true sign of friendship as well, is when you can be happy for someone else's wins and be there also when their losses are happening, but mostly push the wins and be there when those things are happening. See, I can win your heart over in 2 minutes. But it's true, do you know what I mean? Oh, I love you. Turn off the camera. No, but seriously, and it is like, and you just have to be so joyful in the world around you and joyful in seeing other people thrive. Like some of the people that we met in uni, don't know if we're naming them, but they're like living it off, big style, you know, like fashionistas, and like, you know, I'd love to be in the front cover of Vogue magazine, but I'm not, and my day will come and it might not, but I'm happy for you, you know, do your thing, live it up, big time. Don't forget me though, do you get me? Yeah, throw me a few bucks when you're at the top of like the chain, but It's one of them. Like, and it's a difficult thing as a young person. None of this is easy. There's no book for it.
No.
There's no guide for it.
Absolutely not.
So what do you do?
I mean, we could tell
Live
you
it.
all this, and like you might find a way that could work for you. We're just here. We're just two girls. We're just trying to give out some kind of advice.
That's
This is
it.
What's worked
real
for us.
advice, because that's what we do for each other.
Yeah.
Real advice. No, like, pussyfooting around or telling
No.
you it's all gonna be fine. Because sometimes the best thing to say, it might not be fine. It might feel a bit shit right now, but it
Yeah,
will be,
but
and
you just
things
gotta
will
live
get
through
better.
it. Just gotta-
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Have each other's backs and stuff. But
So it's safe. It is definitely very safe to say that this, for me, and I would like to say for you, is up there as one of the strongest female friendships that I have had and can continue to have, because we're going to be
100%.
friends forever. But I want to spin this. Let's talk about how important it is to have good, strong female friendships in your life, and what they've taught us, and how they have established us as the women that we are today. I would say that female friendships have taught me to be unapologetically emotional in every kind of avenue, whether that's laughing loud, crying until you can't see, dancing kind of choreographically, if that's a word,
choreographically,
or dancing freely,
whatever way.
It in every kind of angle, female friendships have taught me something. Like there's not one part of my life where I don't feel like a woman has taught me or influenced me in a certain way to be in that area. And I think it's so unbelievably important to have good female friendships in your life, as even just as a woman, to like to be able to turn around and look at a woman in the eye, whether that's your mum, your grandma, your granny, your aunties, your friends, cousins, whoever it might be. Even it could be someone that you've met at an appointment. It could be someone who does your eyelashes. It could be somebody who because devil works hard, them girls work. It could even be something that you see on TV. Those female connections, whether they're actually tangible, intangible, in front of you, not in real life, whatever it might be. I think female connections are literally one of the strongest and most influential connections out there. And I would hands down say that this
is that. This is like soul sister type stuff, and people throw that phrase around, and that looks like something different to every person. That's what I mean. It could be like, even just, it could be anybody.
You hear advice from somebody on a podcast, for example, or like on your phone. You can learn so much from women who are
100%
like-minded to you. I mean, there's definitely women out there who spread X, Y, and Z. But you just gotta find the right kind of avenue.
Find your algorithm.
What have female friendships taught you?
Do you know, it's an endless thing. I think it comes, like we say, in all shapes and sizes. I think when I look back on female friendships, my biggest one is definitely my mum. My mum is like, she could have a whole book about herself, and she doesn't even, I don't even think she realizes like the influence that she's had on me, which has led to the kind of relationships and kind of female friendships that I have with other females. She has taught me, like, from a very young age, to be one, so resilient, to take no shit from anybody, to treat people the way you want to be treated.
Amen.
To smile, laugh, giggle the loudest in the room. And that took me years to learn.
That's why it was the first thing I said, because I used to dull myself down in front of people all of the time.
Absolutely. And like, I think me and you both are very outspoken, very like-minded, like bubbly personas, and not everybody likes that. And some people might go, oh, here they are again. But those aren't my people. Those aren't my folks. My folks are those when you walk into a room and they meet you with that same energy. Do you know what I mean? Like, you want to walk into a room, and, you know, some days, like, I have my bad days and whatever, but when I'm on a high, I want somebody else to be on a high, and I want to, if somebody else isn't feeling that high, I want to bring you up to that high, and you're very much the same. Like, we walk into a room and we are the energy, and that's not in a cocky way, because that's something that you learn over time, and it's a quality that you embrace once you've grasped it, you embrace it because you want to spread that good positive energy.
For sure.
But, like, for example, like, going back to, like, my mum, she is, whenever I was younger, I always used to say to her, like, we'd be in Tesco, man, and I'd get lost in an aisle, and then 2 seconds later I hear through the speaker, Gina, where are you? I am by a centre here waiting for you. And I'm like, Mom, Jesus,
like
because she used to work
God.
in Tesco. She used to be a cleaner in Tesco, and she knew the woman behind the customer service desk. And can I just have that for 1 wee second? And I'm sat in the toy line looking at the next Barbie I'm going to get, and she's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm here, right? So I would get so embarrassed by, like, my mom, because she's just unapologetically herself, and she'd be the loudest laughter in the room. Like, I can smell and hear my mom before I can see her. I just know where she is. And she's never changed and never dulled herself, and she'll tell you herself that also took her years, but that has transferred into my life, and like, it's like an ongoing thing. Like, every time I think about something, I think, what would my mum do, or what would my friends do, and I hold on to what would Jeannie Go Bruno do. That's my mum's Instagram tag. Don't look her up. Cut that. We'll cut that. Bless her. Anyway, but yeah, she's active all the time, as we know. But another thing, right, and this is a story, right, and I think you're gonna like this one. I think the podcast's gonna like this one, because I was coming back from, I went home for Christmas. This is Christmas past there, like, there now. I was coming back from being at home with my family, with my mum, surrounded in that good vibes. Obviously, in my home, we don't speak English as often because we speak in Hungarian and Slovakian. So I spent like a week and a half not speaking barely any English because I really wanted to spend time with family. And then I was coming over to Budapest with my mum, so I was speaking Hungarian. And then it'll all make sense.
Okay.
So I come home, and I was on the flight home to Manchester, and I got to Manchester and seen these two fellas, and they were speaking Hungarian. So I was like, and they looked lost, but one of them was wearing a Liverpool like cap and a Liverpool scarf, and I was like, these fellas are going to the match, but they haven't got a clue where they're going. So I went over, I was like, hi fellas, like in Hungarian, like, what's the crack? He's alright, he's looking for somewhere. I was like, he's getting the bus, and they were like, yes. And I was like, come on then. Stuck them to the bus, showed them where it was, and they had a bus ticket for the earlier one. Anyway, long story short, they got on the bus, was chatting away, and I'd still not spoken any English until this point. And I got home, I got off the bus and whatever to Liverpool 1, and I got off, and I knew in my head what I was going to do. I was going to go to the BBQ. Now, that's the breakfast baguette queen, and this is where it gets really important. I'll tell you who the breakfast baguette queen is in a minute, and why she's so important. So I got off this bus, said bye to these fellas, wished them a happy New Year and whatnot, and I'm walking, and I had it in my head, so somber, so sad, why am I back here? Like, I miss my mom, I miss her so much, I miss my home life, I miss everything. Like, is this the right place for me? Is this my home? And I'm walking, and I get to the breakfast baguette queen, and I had my AirPods in, and I'm like, hi love, can I please, this is the first time I've spoken English in a long time. Hi love, can I get a sausage, bacon and egg baguette please with ketchup and brown sauce? She's like, yeah babe, no problem, that's all right, give me 2 minutes. I'm like, oh my god, here we go, this is it. It's building up. She's chatting away, and then she turns around, she's making the baguette. I'm just sat there looking around like, oh, where am I? Like, why am I in Liverpool again? Like, I don't know, I was just overthinking everything. And then she turns around and she's holding this big hefty baguette, and she just goes, hey Gail, I've got no idea how you're going to put this in your mouth. And I just literally looked at her and I went, excuse me, and my whole heart just went, everything inside me lit up, and I went, don't you worry about that, I'll find a way. And me and her were giggling, she's going, hee 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 ha ha ha, like knee slapper.
All the way home.
And I just, like, my whole body started going, everything was coming back.
That energy, that Scouse energy.
Oh, the Scouse energy. And she's just such an icon. And this fella comes over from the stand next door, and he's like, hey Gail, have you got a can of Coke there? And she's like, yeah, take it from the fridge, whatever. And he's chatting away at her and whatever, and she says about this baguette again, and then she looks at him and goes, you'd have no problem having his thing in your mouth because it's like a little chipolata. And I literally, my whole body, I just broke down in tears of laughter. And I thought, this is why I'm here.
Yeah,
the breakfast
rain
baguette
check.
queen is why I'm here.
Yeah.
This is my city. This is my people.
Who?
So she, what are you, fucking owl? She's this iconic, beautiful, Scouse, pretty older lady. She's got this red van outside the Mackeys where JD Sports is, and you've got the Mackeys, and in between,
Oh, yeah.
she's got a little red van there.
Yeah.
And it's not called the BBQ. I
You
just
just
made
call
that
her
up,
the
the
BBQ.
breakfast baguette queen, because she's taken me through so many hangovers that I think I could marry her. But I just walked, and that was what I wanted. And her energy, her female vibe, everything just made, I went, you are the reason why I'm here, and you don't even know it. You have made my life complete. I was so depressed, thinking, what is going on? Why do I feel like this in a place that's been my home for 5 years? And one conversation with this woman radiated, she pulled my soul back into place, and I was home.
Fantastic.
And that's why female friendships are important.
Oh my God, perfect, Gina.
Poet, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
'Cause
why
it's
it's
not even-
important. She's not even my friend. She doesn't even know who I am.
Yeah, and she doesn't even know that you call her the BBQ.
No idea.
But it's the female connection. It's just
absolutely
the girls get it.
Got it.
We get each other.
It's like she felt
that
I
you needed a bit of
pick-me-up,
strength.
and she gave me it, and I felt whole again. And it's like it always just comes around. Like, again, the energy you give out is the energy you get back.
Absolutely.
And I didn't really give her the energy, but she nearly like looked inside me and was like, I'm gonna turn this
fix
girl
her upper.
upside down. Yeah, it's not gonna be the baguette, it's gonna be me. And she did exactly that.
That's such a good story. I love that.
I knew you would like that.
Well done, girl.
I knew you would like
well
that.
done.
I've been holding that one. That's been on my list of I'm gonna say this today. But it's just like the little things like that. Like, and you know, it could have been a fella, but it wasn't. It was the BBQ. It was,
and there would have been
girl.
issues if it was a fella saying those things.
But because she said it, it was hilarious.
It was absolutely fine.
Oh, honestly,
we're gonna have to go to the BBQ. Yous are gonna have to go to the BBQ.
Check her out. My queen. She
For
is
sure.
an icon. Just a proper body. Like, when
TikTok,
you look at
do
her,
your thing.
Bring it on, sisters. BBQ. She might even, if you see her label change, I'm getting commission off those baguettes.
Absolutely, 10%er.
Brilliant that one was. But yeah, and that's it. Yeah,
I think we could wrap that up.
we could wrap.
I think
that's an ender.
Yeah, for sure.
That's an ender.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God.
Well, listen, what can I say? I have had an absolute blast.
Oh, Gina, it's been that and more to have you on this.
Honestly, and you get a little glimpse of our lives in this, and it's a very minuscule part of that.
Yeah.
But I think what the takeaway from this is just like, embrace your friendships. Life is hard. Let it ride out.
Yeah.
Hold on to the people that are important to you,
Because that's how you're going to get through it.
and that's how you're going to get through
Yeah,
it. And
for
all
sure.
of this is a full circle, and it'll make sense. Light at the end of the tunnel.
Amen.
Amen. But yeah, thank you so much for having me here, and thank you for letting me.
I feel like I
chat
could just
bubbles.
like, you know, like with Bex and now with you, like I love this show, and
Yeah.
I love hosting this show.
Absolutely.
But like having you guys on, like it's like I could just sit back. There's not much difference between me and the listener right now. There's not much that I just happen to be in the room.
Yeah.
But me and the listener are one and the same here, because you just take the floor so well. Like, and I think it's such a testament. It like, I'm gonna be a bit like on me at the minute, but I feel like this is such a good testament to me, because I know that I've got such good people around me.
Amen.
Who support me, who can come on to these podcasts and can chat. And then the things that we chat about that are just absolute bonuses, because they're our life experiences, and they're the reason why yous are in my life.
Absolutely.
Because these are just absolute, like, fantastic
We're
people.
robbers.
And I hope everybody else agrees, because I bloody well do. I think these are fantastic.
Oh, I love.
Should we wrap it up?
Let's wrap it up. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Big
But
love.
yeah.
Peace and love on the planet Earth.
Peace and love.
Up the girls.
It's all even better and even gooder with Abbie Nesbitt and Gina Chroma. See you
Amen.
later.
Bye.